Henry Cejudo questions where PFL gets the funding to sign Francis Ngannou and even pay his opponents millions of dollars and host million-dollar tournaments. On his YouTube channel, Henry said, where the hell is PFL getting all this money? Signing Jake Paul, signing Ngannou, million-dollar tournaments. I know Kayla Harrison's making crazy money as a female. The most other than Ronda Rousey, and maybe even more so, the most paid women's athlete of all time. Is this the start of the collaboration of Bellator versus UFC? PFL versus the UFC? One championship versus Bellator? Are we opening up new doors that have never truly been opened? Is Bellator PFL one championship? Even if the UFC doesn't get involved, are they willing to cross that road? There's a lot of questions to be answered or to be asked. Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith on the Believe You Me podcast give their takes on Kamaru Usman pushing for the fight against Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah, it's a bold move for sure, which it says a lot about where he is mentally, because I think a lot of people were kind of writing him off just a little bit and saying, oh, he's done. He's probably just going to kind of fade off into retirement. But him wanting to fight Khamzat is the total opposite of that. It's a tough fight, I think, for Kamaru, if I'm just being very honest and fair with my analysis. I think what he does well kind of fits right into Khamzat's game. I think maybe a younger, maybe less beat up Kamaru, I think that fight's a little bit different. He's not as much of a wrestler as he used to be. He used to chase the takedown just relentlessly. Well, I don't think that he's even has the capability to really do that anymore, just with his knees and some of that stuff. But I think it's ballsy because of the style matchup, just the mentality, just to want to do that. I am curious though, why Khamzat's been on the shelf for so long.
It's a tricky one for Usman stylistically. I think Khamzat generally or naturally is the bigger guy. Yeah. The wrestling will at least counteract one another, right, and make it a non-thing. Or Khamzat would probably be the more explosive, bigger, stronger, potentially a better wrestler, just simply because of age, you know what I mean? And he hits hard as well. So it's a really tough fight and a ballsy fight. But Dana said they don't do catch weights, you know what I mean? Because they don't really count for anything. And I get that, you know, in terms of a division. You know, if somebody misses weight, if they miss weight, then fair enough, you've got to do a catch weight because, you know, you don't want to let the fans down, don't want to let the promotion down. The fighters themselves want to continue, so they agree another weight. But actually planning a catch weight, it doesn't really do anything for either division. So I kind of get that. But as a fan, I'd love to see it.
I'd love to see it. That'd be, and because there's a lot of questions, you know, like, can he stop the takedown? Can Kamaru take him down? How does Kamaru fare just in a straight striking? There's a lot of questions, which always make for really intriguing matchups.
Khamzat Chimaev had words for Paulo Costa and is not confident in Paulo winning his upcoming fight. Paulo is scheduled to face Ikram Aliskerov at UFC 291 on July 29th. Khamzat fought Ikram Aliskerov back in April of 2019 and knocked him out in the first round. Khamzat went on to say, Paulo has spoken a lot of shit about me. That guy, I want to smash him. I want to kill this guy. I was doing a lot of things, and he wants to fight with the other guy. The guy I fought him a long time before, 3 or 4 years ago, before UFC. I win against that guy. I think the guy will beat him as well. Paulo is not good. He is shit. He just talks too much. He beat nobody. A close fight against Romero. Only fighter he wins against. Other people, I don't know. Nobody knows these guys. I don't know who he beat. Matt Brown is happy for Francis Ngannou regarding his new PFL deal. However, he says it doesn't look good for the PFL to find long-term success. Matt wonders how the PFL is able to afford it. Speaking to MMAfighting.com, Matt said, I've heard through the grapevine a little bit, but that's what the PFL is after now. They're like, we're going to go big or we're going to go home. I can't confirm this. I didn't hear it from a PFL insider or anything, but I did hear it from a reputable source that they're going to go big or they're going home. They're going for it all. That's what it sounds like. When you hear a deal like that, because I heard it long before we heard about the deal with Francis, and it kind of makes you think that's the case. They're just going to throw all their eggs in the baskets and they're going to go for it. That's kind of what you've got to do in this game at some point. The UFC's got the control. They're the top dogs. They're the money makers. You can sit around and be second or third place for years and years, but until you take that risk, you take that chance, you're going to stay there. I think that's what they're doing. That's kind of what I've gathered. They were basically willing to bend however they needed to get Francis. Francis took advantage of that and it may very well work out for him. Good job to Francis. How much respect do you have to have for that guy? He becomes UFC champion, fought out of his contract, goes and gets a deal like that. We've got to give mad credit to this guy, and we hope the best for him, but we're not businessmen in terms of running MMA promotions. But it certainly doesn't look good for PFL here. I don't know if that's the best way to do it or not, but they're taking the risk. It's a business that they're running, and they're going for it. You've got to respect that too. I don't know how they got the cash. I don't know how they got the investors. That's the funny thing. Like, what they sell these guys on? What were they telling these investors that convinced them? But they did it, so more power to them. Francis is going to get paid. That's the silver lining. Whether the PFL lasts, whether this works out for them, who knows? Francis is getting his money, and some fighter, who knows who, but somebody is going to make $2 million also to fight him. Maybe Junior Dos Santos. I don't know. The fighters are getting paid, so Francis wins on that end, but how the PFL comes out of this on top, I'm not so sure about that. So Power Slap 2 went down this week, and although it got some good views on social media, the feedback has been pretty negative to say the least. I'm gonna read the most liked comments from Dana White's most recent Instagram posts regarding Power Slap. Dana posted a video of one of the guys warming up. The top comment is bro thinks he's an athlete. This one says this is a bad investment, not only for the UFC, but for the future of children growing up watching this crap. And this one says free ain't gonna do it. Pay me to watch this trash. Dana posted a couple of highlight videos from Power Slap 2 of dudes getting knocked out cold. To read off some of those comments, this is so f***ing stupid. Dana, I promise you, my man, you are not making any waves with this quote-unquote sport, and lying about the numbers also will not make any waves. I found this entertaining for the first 2 weeks, but now I just see right through this shit. It has no substance at all. I'm a huge fan of Dana White for what he's done with the UFC, but you need to understand that this is not something people will get behind long term. It can have success on social media for quality short-form content because of the shock value, but no one will ever become a die-hard fan of a slap fighter. There's nothing really to idolize. Their families aren't proud of them pursuing this as a career choice. How do you think parents would react to their kids saying they want to be a Power Slap world champion? There's nothing in the sport that makes the viewer look up to the quote-unquote athletes and become longtime fans of these athletes. I love you, Dana, but this is a stupid damn idea. Wow, that looked extremely technical. That dude is a true martial artist. Just curious, how much money are you bleeding attempting to promote this garbage? Dana, buy BKFC and it will do 100 times better than this bullshit. That guy cleaned my gutters the other day. Dana, you make a post about fake news with Khamzat and get all upset, but you're willing to post fake news about slap fight numbers saying that they're higher than all other sports. Pick a lane. Dana, we don't care. Dana, please bro, we don't give a f***. And comment section way more entertaining than your garbage slap crap. And that's gonna wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from First Bradley. It says Dana is having a rough couple of months, and that's saying something since his year started off with an unsanctioned slap fight against his wife. The second one's from Justin. It says funny that Cejudo wants to fight so quick right now, but if he had won the Aljo fight, he'd be wanting to wait until next year before fighting again. And the final one's from Eric R. It says Dana, here's proof Khamzat follows me on Instagram and the media's lying. The media. Bro, we said Twitter. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.